Perfect. Yeah. Hope that's answered to the questions. Let's move ahead. Wonderful. We shall start. Hi, everyone. I'm your today's host, Harshita Gupta. I look towards product marketing at Tartan here. And I have with me Prashanta Goa, who is the Vice President of Product here. And today we are talking about the verification product that we have in Tartan. And specifically, we're going to talk about the digital onboarding, user onboarding in the digital lending use case. So I shall share my screen and let's start. Just a sec. Shanta, can you see my screen?
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay, wonderful. Like I said, today we're going to talk about the user onboarding for the digital lending use case. We're going to talk about automated journeys and how we can help make the user journey more efficient with our verification APIs. So today's agenda would be the problem that currently the industry faces in the user onboarding. And then we're going to talk about how identity verification can be simplified in the process. And then we're going to give a very small introduction about how Tartan's KYC product exactly works, including the use cases of different genres. And then we're going to talk about the credit risk assessment that is related to on the that comes around in the user journey for individuals and for the businesses as well. And then we're going to talk about Tartan's role facilitating proxy data, and we're going to talk about user journey for loan approval processes. And way to use this solution would be through console and API integrations. And at last, then we're going to open for some Q&A. If you guys have any questions regarding at any point of certain slide or certain introduction that Prashant and I are going to share, you can feel free to drop in the comment sections. We'll be happy to answer those in middle or at the end of the session. So, Prashanta, I think the mic is over to you. Can you please start by telling the users about the problems that are there in the current user onboarding and lending?
Sure. So, good afternoon, everyone. Today we'll talk about how we can remove the friction points that users generally face in the lending industry. So, one of the biggest problems that say any digital lending organization faces is that a lot of people just drop off when they start the journey. So at the start of the journey, it could be due to a long form that they have to fill, a lot of data that they have to fill. A significant number of people will just drop off there. Then a lot of people will drop off when you ask them to fill, submit a lot of documents. Say you ask them to collect a number of pay slips, submit them. While collecting them, they just forget, and a lot of people will just drop off there. Then there could be scenarios where uh, they have submitted all the documents, they have filled all the user details, but still you'll take some time to review those details, and the time would be quite high if it's a manual process. So people will start dropping off at that point itself. So, and you generally spend a lot of advertising dollars to bring in users with the right intent, but you'd see a lot of them just dropping off due to few of these user experience problems. So how can you mitigate those? That's where we will talk about today. So let's move to the next slide. So at the top of the funnel, when you ask users to enter a lot of detail, uh, I mean, looking at a different number of fields, a lot of people do get intimidated. They just drop off at that point. what can generally help in these cases is pre-filling a lot of data. You can ask the user to fill just the phone number and get all the related information from different sources, say from EPFO or from the tax authorities. You can get a lot of these details right there. Uh, Pre-filling a lot of these details has a massive impact on the user journey completion. What we've generally observed is as much as 50% less people drop off at this stage if you pre-fill a lot of data for them. The users generally feel that they've accomplished a section of the journey by just adding a few details, and you pre-fill a lot of other details for them. The, uh, then when you ask users to add a lot of different documents, instead you can verify those documents directly from the EPFO website, from the tax authorities. Say in case you need them to upload a lot of different pay slips. In this case, you can directly fetch the data from their own HRMS systems as well and get the data right from them instead of asking the user to upload a lot of different payslips. I mean, while collecting these payslips from here and there, they forget sometimes, they drop off. So just making it simpler for them by enabling, say, direct fetching data from the HRMS itself, that helps a lot. Then, while you are going to verify different details, instead of manually verifying them, directly using APIs to integrate with the tax authorities, with the EPFO website, with different IDs which are maintained by the government, that will reduce your turnaround time to a few seconds from which could be, say, from few days to few seconds. This reduction in time will have a drastic effect in the number of people who drop off. So let's move to the next slide. Uh, we'll try to understand how Tartan can help in this journey. So at the start of the journey, we saw a lot of people drop off because they have to fill in a lot of details. We can provide you a number of different APIs which integrate with tax authorities, with EPFO websites, with different HRMSs, and get the data for you. You can just get the phone number from the user. We can fill in a lot of other details. You can get the PAN number from the user. We can fill in a lot of other details for them. So they don't have to do a lot of the things that they have to do to fill the form. Secondly, when we are asking them to upload a lot of different documents, say we are asking them to upload different pay slips, uh, instead of that, you can just integrate our payroll sync APIs where they can give out consent to their particular HRMS system, which will get the data directly from the source. Uh, so, so this accomplishes two things at once. They don't have to collect a lot of different documents, and at the same time, uh, the entire process works seamlessly. So they can help you in reducing the different documents that you have to upload. Then at the other end, when it comes to verifying different details, we have uh, APIs which will verify your IDs from PAN authorities, from tax authorities, Aadhaar, passport, and all the other different government authorities that are there. When it comes to the business side of things, again, uh, I mean, nobody walks around with all their business details right at the back of their mind. So they can just say have the PAN details, and we could fill the rest of the details for them. Uh, Similarly, they can just say give out their GST detail. We can fill the rest of the details for them. So this again accomplishes two things. They don't have to fill a lot of different details. At the same time, we also verify the details that these are the actual details, and say you don't have to manually verify them. So any questions at this stage?
Yeah. Shanta, we have one question from the previous slide too. Um, what is the process for any client to receive user consent for all these inputs? You mentioned some inputs in the previous slide. I am
Yeah,
assuming this question is related to that. So, what is the
yeah,
process for
correct.
any clients to receive user consent for all
So,
these
so
inputs?
use to fetch any of these data, you definitely would require user consent. It could be of a soft consent where you ask the user to check a box that you authorize, say Tartan, to do background verification for you. At the other end, it could also be a hard consent where we send out an OTP to the user's mobile and they fill that OTP and give an explicit consent. So it could depend on the flow. Few APIs require explicit consent, like the say the DigiLocker APIs, where you can fetch different Aadhaar details and such. Few few like the PAN detailed API, they require just a soft consent. And also, depending on the flow that you want, you can keep an option of soft consent or a hard consent.
Perfect. Yeah. Hope that's answered you the
Okay.
questions. Let's move ahead.
So, what are the different categories where our APIs can be helpful? Uh, Say for individual, when you're just onboarding them, we can pre-fill a lot of data using, say, your PAN number or your mobile number. Also, we can use these APIs to verify the data that the user adds. So there could be all kinds of ID verification that we can do. We can verify your bank account, say by actually say depositing a penny or directly doing without depositing any money as well. Then we can verify the different UPI accounts that are associated with any uh, phone number. We can say find out the entire employment history of a user using the phone number or a PAN number from the EPFO details that are publicly available. Then one of the bigger use cases that Tartan serves is the income verification. Generally, when it comes to income verification, you'd have to ask the user to submit a lot of different documents like payslips or bank statements. Uh, One of the offerings that we have OCR systems which can read bank statements and your individual payslips and provide you a detailed breakup. Uh, Another simpler solution to this problem is that we directly integrate with all the leading HRMS systems that are used, and we can directly fetch income and employment data from them. Say a user, say any user comes to your application, uh, you can authorize Tartan uh, to get data from their HRMS system and give it to you. So that again helps in a way that you get data directly from the source instead of, say, getting second-hand payslips and such, which you have to verify yourself. So this is one of the use cases that are there. And of course, at the final end of the journey, when it comes to verifying different details, you can use our APIs like PAN or Aadhaar. You can verify these documents, your IDs instantly instead of, say, depending on a manual process. Any questions around these?
I think there's this one question for me to you. So let's say I'm working in a bank. So if someone comes in for, let's say, mobile motorcycle loan, so you would prepare entire verification journey for my clients, like
Yeah,
be it income, be it, so multiple APIs can be used in
yeah,
the whole
correct. So
process in the.
So in the whole process, you at the start of the process, you generally ask the user for a number of different parameters. Uh, say your ID details, your address, then your income details. Uh, you can automate a lot of these by asking just say the user phone number, user PAN number, and we can fetch a lot of different details like address and other things directly. And at the second part of it, when it comes to income verification, we have we can analyze the different pay slips for you. We can analyze bank statements for you. And if you don't want to upload pay slips or bank statements because it's a cumbersome process, we can also fetch the data of income directly from a different HRMS system where the user would just provide their consent, with their credentials, they'll just provide the consent and will fetch the data directly from their company's HRMS system.
Mm,
So,
right. But
in
in
short,
case of uh, in case of let's say small SME businesses or whosoever the company that doesn't have HRMS associated with them, how do one go about like getting income and employment verification for them through
So
OCR?
in case the company does not have a widely used HRMS system or does not use HRMS system, in these cases, you can still upload payslips and we'll read the payslip data using OCR for you and also give out fraud analysis on the OCR that if say this data seems to be manufactured or is this genuine or not.
Got it, got it. Perfect.
So similar to the individual use cases, we also
Mm,
have similar use cases for a business user. Say if a business, an SME wants to get some loan, again, uh,
mm,
we can use PAN number to fetch all the different details. We can get uh, the GST number from them and get all the different details. So they don't have to fill out long forms. And also the TAT for verifying those details reduces because these get instantly verified. So similar to an individual, we can help businesses as well to verify all their details. Let's move to the next slide.
yeah.
Say a lot of different problems that we generally see, say while assessing any new user who is say new to credit, is that there are no previous data points. In these cases, what we can generally do is we can provide you with a lot of different alternate data points. We can give you the address, say the location, the propensity of that location to fraud. Then we can give you the employer, the current employer of the user, and the risk profiling for that employer. Uh, we can also read, say, their income statements for you, and we can also tell you if those documents are tampered or not. So, in short, we can give you an idea about all the alternative points that are there, and at the same time, identify red flags associated with them. Let's move to the next slide.
Before that, I think there is one more question for you, Prashanta. For income and employment verification in real time, what are the data source where information is extracted? What's the
Okay.
source of the data?
For income for income, we can get data directly from companies' HRMS system, or for the employment records, we can get data directly from the EPFO website. So in EPFO websites, companies generally have the entire employee data within them, where they keep on submitting PFs every month or so. So we can get fresh data of, say, if any user is employed or not from the EPFO website, and also from their own company's HRMS system with a user consent.
Got it. Hope that's answer to the question. If you have any more related questions, you may drop down in the chat again. Let's
Yeah, I think we pretty much discussed these in the
this.
last slide as well. That say we can analyze bank statements for you, we can analyze payslips, and we can get directly data from different HRMS systems for you, so that employees don't have to upload different payslips themselves. Then, in terms of SME verification, we can verify the different details based on their GST number, based on their Udyam registration number. Uh, say uh, Instead of them submitting a lot of different data and say GST certificates and all the other registration certificates, they can just provide their GST numbers, their say their registration numbers, and we can verify it for them. Let's move to the next slide. So here we have an example user journey. Uh, where an example bank, before using these digital automated journeys, was processing a loan application, and it took about 2 days to get the entire cycle going. At the start of user registration, you had to fill in a long form where a number of different details had to be filled in. Uh, at the second stage, you had to upload a lot of different documents, your pay slips, your bank statements, uh, a lot of different IDs. And at the last, all these data were then uh, approved by an individual that these are genuine. Uh, in the second uh, side of the slide, we see a user who is actually using these digital journeys, where user just inputs few details like PAN number or mobile number, and gets all the data in real time. At the second day, instead of uploading all the payslips, they've started using the direct payroll sync, where an employee gives out consent to fetch their data from their own HRMS system and gets it directly to them. So all the data gets into the system instantly and also gets verified instantly. So the entire process, which was taking about 2 days previously, is now taking just 10 minutes. So any fintech, say digital lending organization, which takes ages to show the offer, can now instantly show what kind of loans they can offer an individual. So any questions regarding this user flow?
Yeah, I think I have one more in the chat. That is saying, what are the ways to implement the solution and the integration timeline? Like this, the whole process. How much time does it take to
Okay. So
integrate?
so uh, so So there are two ways to integrate the solution. You can directly use the APIs that we provide, or you can use a semi-automated flow where we provide a console where after getting the user details, you can manually trigger the APIs to get the desired response. So you can also use the console to explore the different kinds of APIs that we provide, and then use that uh, to test out different flows, and then use the APIs directly in your platform. So it depends on the organization how they want to use it. If they want to integrate APIs directly, the timelines will be slightly higher. It will involve integrating the APIs, testing them, and the entire flow can take, say, up to 10, 15 days. While if they want a semi-automated flow where they want to just, say, add the details that they already have, we have a console for that, which they can instantly get access to.
Wonderful. So the workflows that we earlier mentioned that can be built for any journey, any digital lending on our console as well. I mean, any corporate can
So,
come
so,
and
so
use a
the
console.
yeah, so the console will give you an example of all the APIs that are available and what sort of inputs they need. Once you identify an API which can plug into your user journey, for example, you are pre-filling a form by using just per and PAN number. You can see the APIs related to PAN number, what the data you can get from just the PAN number or mobile number. And once you
Yeah.
figure out all the data that is available in the console, you can directly then use that in your journey. The way to use it would be you keep your journey as it is, and uh, you use the tool uh, to get whatever data that you need.
And at any point, if I want to customize it, like I want to add maybe DigiLocker or a payslip OCR functionality, I want to check something on my clients, that is doable.
Yeah, that is always doable. So you can mix and match the APIs wherever you need them in your journey based on your requirements. Say if you need just a PAN verification and other verification, you can just keep. And if you need payroll, uh, Aadhaar, and all the subjects, you can keep all of them in your journey. It depends on your use case, what kind of APIs you would need.
Perfect. Great.
Okay. Any more questions around this?
Uh, Not as of now.
Okay. So let's move to the next user journey. Say
Yeah.
now an SME needs a again an SME comes in the original journey, they would have to fill out all the details,
Yeah.
a number, a GST, a SIN number, the different that are there. Uh, then after they might have to upload a lot of different documents, say their bank statements, their GST certificate, and then those details have to be manually verified by someone. And the entire process again takes up to 2 days, for up to even up to 10 days. So when they digitize the entire at the end of their journey, they can select kind of their GST number or their Udham registration number. We fetch all the different details. So time we use the effort that the user fill the entire form, and same time all details verified. Again, and journey which was taking up to 2 days, it would take less than 10 minutes to finish, where you can instantly offer them the different products that are there.
Got it. I
So
was more
any uh,
here, Prashanta. Like, would the company be agreeing on giving like GST certifications or idea like the same soft consent works here for SME or business as well?
yeah, the same sort of consent that you for a normal user journey will also be applicable in these cases, where based on the use case, opt for a hard consent, uh,
Okay.
where you explicit consent via an OTP, or you can provide a soft consent. We just ask the say the company to check a box that your background verification will be done by so and so, and we can fetch the data for them.
Perfect.
Let's move to the next slide.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as we mentioned, there are two ways to leverage our solution. We to directly integrate with our set of API. Uh, y- you just plug the size that you need wherever your journey commits. The second way to leverage and also explore the different APIs that are available would be our console. Once you get access to the console, you'd have all the different APIs listed, and then you can go ahead and experiment, add different details, say PAN details or Aadhaar, and see what kind of data you get and how those APIs can be useful for you.
Got
Okay,
it.
so let's move to the next.
Yeah, I think we are at the part where we're open for more questions. Is there any other questions that you would like to let me like stop my screen here for 1 second? Okay. Guys, is there any other questions you would want Prashant or me to answer it? Hello?
So if there are no questions as such, so I
Yeah,
think
I
yeah.
Prashant, your screen, your camera is frozen. We have one more questions here. Let me just. What is the use of the proxy data that was mentioned for risk assessment?
So for risk assessment, one way to do it would be through the traditional uh, credit reports that we fetch from different organizations. But
Okay.
these credit reports are generally available only if a user has a history of credits. But let's say a person who is new to the entire credit journey, and in India, there's a
Prashant,
vast population.
sorry to cut you between. Can you like switch off your camera and then maybe try it switching on it on again? Yeah, yeah, much better. Please.
Okay. So as I said, there would be a vast number of users in India uh, who do not have any history of credit. So in these cases, the usual credit reports do not have any utility. So you have to use other data points uh, to gauge how, say, the credit worthiness of the user. What all data points can you use? One would be the income. You can ask the user to submit pay stubs, but that can be fraught with frauds and other things. So what we can do is we can get the data from different HRMS systems of different organizations based on the user consent. Uh, Directly to you. So that becomes one of your details. We can get a history of employment record for that user from EPFO websites. We can get, say, different addresses that are available in different ID documents, different names that are available in ID documents. So that will give you a check for how, say, trustworthy a user is, if they are moving addresses a lot, if the names are consistent across different IDs, the kind of organization that they are working in, uh, uh, is that a risky organization or not? So all these alternate data points can be involved in your own assessment based on, say, you'd have your own set of data points already. You can add these set of data points on top of them and use it for credit assessment.
Perfect. Perfect. We have a one follow-up question as well. How can I explore all the solutions at one place to test API? Like,
Yeah, so you can get access to a console. A console will provide you list all the different APIs, and also you can try out these APIs with different data points and see what kind of outputs you receive. That will help you to explore all the different solutions that we have.
for that, you can connect with our solution team, and they can help you with all the setup and the sandbox environment. Feel free to text your number here, or we can reach out to you via your email ID. Perfect. I think
Perfect.
that's a wrap then, Prashanta. Is there anything else you would like to share?
Yeah, so anyone who wants to access the console, they can request for that on our website, uh, and we'll review that request and provide you the access.
Absolutely. And if you wish to connect one-on-one with Prashanta or me regarding our other services as well, we are happy to help you in that. You can reach us via email ID or phone number or contact us page on our website. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. And thanks, Prashanta, for sharing valuable insights regarding the product with us.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye bye.